Okay, let's go.
Oh, man. All right. Here we go. Are you ready for this week?
Last full week of the year.
Yeah. All right. Let's do this.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know. I do love how they're dragging Brianna chicken fries just to the coals right now.
Oh, they are? I didn't know this.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so fun. I'm so involved in this Barstool Sports. God. Oh, it's just what we were doing. I get so mad. Thinking this is just what we were doing. Just doing a live show on just talking about anything and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's exactly what they're doing, but they're doing it in a successful way. Anyway, there's no doubt that Zach Bryan wasn't a dickbag. By the way, are we on Facebook?
Yeah.
Are we streaming on Facebook? Okay, good deal. There's no doubt that Zach Bryan wasn't a dickbag. But also, she has her problems, too.
Yeah.
And,
probably.
People are just seeing how annoying she is. Well, what's going on is she has a really good friend, Grace. Do you know this?
No, I don't know anything
right.
about this situation. So,
by the way, Brianna Chicken Fry is the ex of Zach Bryan, and they do a Zach Bryan does his country thing, and then she does a podcast with Dave Portnoy called BFFs and some Josh Kidd. All right, so anyway, she does another podcast with her friend Grace, but she just dumped the podcast because her and Grace are at each other's throats.
Ooh.
And they're not friends anymore. I mean, she did a big, huge thing like we're just not. We just had this falling out, and she's like crying and whatnot. And I figured it out.
Okay.
And I can tell you what it is. Because everybody is saying that it's because Brianna Chicken Fry doesn't want any of the attention off of her, and Grace is getting attention and all that, blah, 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 blah. Maybe there's a little bit of that. But I can tell you the main source of this.
Okay.
Or not the main source. I could just tell you what. All right. Brianna is she's popular, very popular, becoming, I know that you don't really know who she is, or not a lot of people, but in her circle, she's making lots of money.
Yep.
She became Zach Bryan's girlfriend, and Zach Bryan's the biggest thing in country music.
Mm-hmm.
So she's becoming this level that Grace is not. And they can't figure it out, so they're at each other's throats or whatever, but they're not in the same circle anymore. Grace does not make the money, or she's pretty in her own way, but not like pretty like the other one. And she's just not in that. It's, you know how like Keira Knightley said she has to spend only $75,000 a year.
Yeah, or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, to be with around her friends. Otherwise, they just couldn't be in the same circles. I think that's what it is. And I think it's brand new, and I think it's just starting. I think they're doing this split, and they don't realize it because she's affording more and surrounding herself with other people that are not normies. That's just my guess. Man, you got to get involved with me on this.
Brianna Chicken Fry.
Yeah, dude. It's so good, and it keeps me youthful, Tanner. It keeps me young.
That's good.
Yeah, it keeps me going. But anyway, no, you don't got to do it right now. Don't try doing the catching up right now. We ain't got time for this.
I guess I'll just keep that on.
Yeah, you got it. Well, what you got to do is, this is how I do it, man. You just got to stay 1 second on like one of their TikToks, and then all of a sudden they start climbing.
It's all on there. Okay,
it's not like I'm doing any research. It just pops up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what's so fun about this? It reminds me of our show, because again, our old radio show, or what we're doing right now. But we just talked about anything and everything, and that's what they do.
Yeah,
and I think that's the reason why it's successful. And I wish they would have just let us continue doing that.
Hey, we'll do it right here. We'll just keep doing it right here. We'll be
That's
the
right.
new Brianna and Grace or whatever. Is that right? Is that their names?
Yeah, dude, you're getting there. I love it. I
Okay.
love that.
Good.
It just is so fun because what's so neat about this is Brianna's world is just crumbling right now.
Yeah.
And it's so good. Like people on TikTok, they hate her. There's so much hate mail. Like Dave's like, I've never seen so much hate for one individual. And he's like, and I've gotten a lot of hate. He's like, I've never seen it before. He fired one guy because he talked shit about her on her podcast, and then he rehired her in like just like 2 minutes. But it was really
Amazing.
fun. It's really good, man. And I love Dave. I like Dave. I used to hate the guy, but I really like the guy now. Hey, did you know this pisses me off a little bit?
Okay.
Well, first, sad Conan O'Brien's parents died. Did you know that?
I didn't know that either.
They 3 days apart they passed away.
Oh, that's rough.
95 and 92. It really is. It really is. You know what really pisses me off about this whole thing? And I don't know why I didn't think this, but his dad graduated from Harvard as a doctor, and his mom graduated from Yale as a lawyer. He grew up very wealthy. Not saying Conan doesn't deserve it, because I know he did some hard work.
Yeah.
And he's got a crazy...
He's wickedly talented.
Yeah. I love him to death. But still, you had the opportunities to, you know what I mean?
He had the opportunity to be talented as hell.
Doesn't it feel different too? Like, his parents died, but they were rich. Mine died poor. You know?
Yeah, and also like in their 60s. You know?
Yeah, I mean, there's that too. But yeah, why'd they have to live the long, healthy life, right?
Yeah. Like they both made it into their 90s, which is a crazy thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, it's just so unfair. It's kind of like Travis Kelce. Taylor turned 35 a couple days ago, or wait, yesterday? No,
Friday.
A few days ago. And he spent, let me go through it really quick. It's just so fucking stupid. He spent $175,000. Okay. So I'll just kind of quickly go through this. 25,000 or 20,000 on 35 luxury flower arrangements. What?
What the fuck is a luxury flower arrangement?
I don't know. But 20 grand on that?
That's a lot.
Doing on flowers?
Yeah, because they're all gonna die. It's just that's just a gesture. 20,000 on a gesture.
Oh, and some people are like, I just need that money to help my kid in the hospital because we can't. Oh,
20, dude. There are people where like handing them $1,000 would change their whole fucking December.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like helping out on Christmas.
Yeah,
right. And then you got 60 grand on a Rolex.
That's too much.
$22,000 on Tiffany and Company gold split cuff bracelet. $25,000 on another bracelet. 50 grand on a necklace. So
that's wild.
It's
that's
like okay. Yeah, okay, because I was trying to figure this out why it's irritating to me. Because if I were to like spend $500 on a bracelet, now my wife would be, first of all, that's crazy to me, but she could afford that just like Taylor Swift could afford that. But we don't have $500 bracelet money. Just that would be more of a like, dude, should we have done that? You know what I mean? It's not just like we have that amount of money where that's easy to do. Which again, my wife could afford, because I was like, well, this isn't fun to her because she can afford all this stuff. But then I was thinking in my head the argument, well, my wife, if I were to buy that a $500 bracelet, my wife could afford that. But the difference is it would be more of like, we shouldn't have done that. They do not care. And also, it's different too. Sorry, I'm working this all out in my head here.
Yeah,
from normal people to like they're rich, because she can. Like that can't be that neat for her. Unless it is
it's just the gesture. Because like
right, or it's got to be like
So it's-
handcrafted, right?
But like yeah. Like what he did was okay, so how much was it all together?
175,000.
Cuz like I'm trying to do
It's almost like you got to do something that's nothing to do with money when on birthdays and stuff. This is new. They're still doing this like kind of new love. So he doesn't understand it yet. Like you got to go plant a tree. He's got to like take her somewhere and plant a tree and go, this is our tree. And also helps the world breathe. It's got to be something like that.
So if you look at it this way, because I was just doing just a little bit. So he makes about $17 million a season.
Okay.
Like that's what his salary is.
All right.
So he spent a little over 10% of his yearly salary on her birthday gifts.
Right.
Meaning that if you made 40 grand a year, you would have spent 4 grand on birthday. That's a lot of your money.
It is, and I understand that, but it's what I guess my argument is it's got to be meaningless to her because she can afford all that.
Yeah,
like
but
it can't be like a thing. And also she's been around money so much, to me it'd be more like, what are you doing?
So that's where I go and be like, oh, the flowers is a good gesture, because like that's something that obviously she could definitely,
she can do all of this.
Yeah, she could do all of it for sure. The Rolex, that doesn't seem necessary. If she wanted a Rolex, she could buy a Rolex. But the flowers is like that's the gesture part of it. Like
maybe because she wouldn't do that. Like a Rolex or jewelry, she could. But like the flower thing, you're not going to get that for yourself.
No, you wouldn't do that for yourself. That's what I'm saying. The gesture's really nice.
Yeah. But I guess like you got to go to the complete opposite. You gotta go do something free. That's what I think. You know what I mean? Because she can do it all with her own money. So you got to go find something that I guess is more of an experience that's free.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, like because I can see what you're saying, the 4 grand to 40,000. But my thing with that is,
I was just trying to see.
Right, his 17 million. It doesn't hurt him, or you don't feel as bad. Maybe it does hurt him because he owns a ton of shit and he can't afford anything. But like for me, that would hurt worse if I was making 40 grand.
Yeah, that's
what I mean.
Yeah, I was just going because I was gonna see I was trying to see what would it be compared to what we would spend on a birthday.
Sure. Yeah. What would you do? So what would be the free thing that you would take Taylor to do? Now think about this. Like in your life, this is like you've been dating for like a year, right? So like you're hanging out and you want to make this birthday. Well, how long have they been dating?
Over a year and a half.
Over maybe? A year. All right. So maybe this is his second birthday with her. And you're like, things are getting a little bit more serious. Taylor has all of the money. And yeah, this is fun. So you got it, and you're still on your pay scale to Taylor's. What do you do?
Oh, it's only 1%. You're right. No, yeah, it's only 1%. Sorry. Nathan's right. It's not 10%. It's 1%. So it would be like 40 grand spending 400 on a birthday. That's actually closer. That's actually closer to what you would do for your wife.
Yeah. So you're still in your tax bracket right now. What do you do with Taylor?
If it was me making my amount of money,
she fell in love with you.
Yep, at my amount of money, there's nothing I can get her that would matter.
Like, would you go? Like, wouldn't this be so funny because you're not going to shop the same place? So it's like you're like, oh, dude, I saw something at Walmart that's perfect for Taylor.
Yeah,
that just would never happen. Like you're at Fleet Farm and you're like, oh, she would love this. Okay.
Yeah, I might.
You would have the hardest time. Think about that.
I'm trying.
You would feel so disgusted on yourself, like your pay, like you didn't do anything successful on this planet. You know what I mean? Like you did not try hard enough.
If I had been dating Taylor Swift for a year and a half, and I have the amount of money I have, right?
Yeah.
You think she gives me a credit card I can use?
Yeah, but would you want? I mean, you would definitely want to, but still, you're still at this year stage. And it's like you guys, it keeps going further and further, and then she's like, "Hey, I want to take this to the next level. Here's a credit card. Because she knows you can't really blow it on anything where you live.
Yeah,
you know, especially if you're still up in Coleman.
Yeah, well, even in Green Bay, it's there's not much. So I think if
you can only use your money, man. Like you can't borrow it.
Yeah, I'm not using her money. I was just wondering, like,
right,
how bad that would make me feel to be.
Where would you take her? You know, it'd be fun. Take her to the old mine up in up by. Well, I keep thinking you live in Coleman, but it's up there in Michigan. Remember where I took my kids?
Yeah.
Where is that place? It's real quick. Hold on. The
Iron Mountain?
Iron Mountain. You take her inside the mine where the iron is.
Yeah.
You got to do something like that.
Go to Camp 5 in Leona, where you get on a train, and then you get off the train, and you're like in an old village.
Yeah.
Where they like have a blacksmith and stuff.
Dude, fucking awesome.
I might take her to the Railroad Museum, in Green Bay. She might like that. I bet you she'd like trains. I bet you she would. I bet you Taylor Swift at a museum would read a lot.
Yeah. And anything you do, she's so sweet. She's gonna act like she loves it. Would you ever take her to like bean snappers? Like, let's go have some fun. I want to meet you down at with the boys, and we're gonna go check out some chicks.
I don't think she's that type. Like, my wife loves strip clubs.
Right.
But I don't think Taylor Swift likes strip clubs. I bet you she would have an issue with strip clubs.
Yeah, I could see that.
Maybe like like I wonder if you could take her to like Prohibition in Green Bay, which is a cigar bar. Wonder if she would be into that.
You know what she would like? I know what she would like.
The flea market in town?
Kinda. That's what I was thinking. But remember our old pawn shop that you and I went to and had to climb over stuff to go look at, like a skateboard?
I bet you she'd fucking love that pawn shop.
You know what I mean? Because there you go. Because it's different. It's like she can afford the whole pawn shop, but this is different because it's like, what are you gonna get? It's you could get a disease or some kind of RC car.
Oh man, if her birthday wasn't in December, I would say, you know what I think she would really enjoy as a person? Garage sailing.
Fun. Yeah, right? So this is the things that you got to do. You got to take her to poor people things.
Yeah, sure. Poor people shit.
Yeah, because she's so wealthy that she's so used to having that style. But you take her to, you guys eat some mac and cheese for lunch at home. A little crap.
I'll make cold sandwiches because we don't have time.
Right, cold sandwiches. You have a little breakfast, and you're going through. Well, I was thinking circling in the newspaper, but you probably don't do that anymore.
Well, what you do for garage sailing now is you download, or not download, like you print off a sheet where all of the Green Bay's got a pretty sweet system. I don't know how Port's not nearly as big and stuff, but like you print off a bunch of sheets and then like all the registered things, and there's like a map. And then it'll tell you what they have there. It'll be like kids' clothes, sporting goods, and stuff. And you can circle where you want to go. I've never gotten that deep into it. I love the idea of garage sailing, but we never really do it. It's kind of like a thing when you're driving by for us. Oh
over real quick,
There's that, but I also like. They'll do like the citywide, like Howard will do theirs, and then Bellevue or have theirs.
Yeah.
Typically, my in-laws like to come down for that too. And just be like, hey, I heard there's some garage sales. And then
that's what you got to do, Lo. You gotta take it. That's why I always said to, like, if I was dating Taylor, and I was still drinking, which I would have to, or else she would just think I was completely boring. I have to go back to like the fun Jake, you know what I mean? Take her to the doghouse where she goes into the bathroom. There's just nude women on the wall.
Is that in the ladies' room too?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know about that. You're right. I'm not sure. I don't think it is. But you got to take her to poor people things because it's exactly right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'll take her to an Aldi, you know.
Yeah, go shopping at an Aldi
and
real
see
quick.
how she feels about the store that has one TikTok. I don't know if I sent it to you, but it was like growing up is realizing that Aldi has everything and nothing all at the same time.
Yeah. Hey, if you want more of this, we got you covered. Follow the link below for our Patreon. Also check out our Instagram and our Facebooks. We would love to have you part of the community.